Hi, Phil. My name's Tina, and my first kiss, well, technically the first one was in fourth grade with a boy who was in seventh grade, and we were at church, and our moms were both in the choir, so we were there during choir practice, and I don't remember the first kiss exactly, but I do remember there was one time where we were in the children's room, and it was called the primary room, and we were sitting behind the piano so that no one could see us, and he leaned in to kiss me, and I kissed him back, and then he grabbed my butt, and I freaked out, and I slapped him so hard in the face that he jumped back, and he looked at me, and I said, "Don't you ever do that to any girl ever again." And I ran out of there as fast as I could, and I went and I cried to my mom, and she said, "What happened?" I said, "I can't tell you." And from then on, she would not let me go to choir practice with her, because I think she figured out what was happening. Um, but the actual first kiss that I count, because I don't really count that one, because I don't actually remember the kiss, I just remember him grabbing my butt, was when I was 18 and I was at a party with a bunch of my coworkers, and I was a little drunk. Um, and one of my coworkers, his name was Ramon, he always used to wear sunglasses at work, and I never really understood why until I saw him at this party at night without the sunglasses, and he had these like big bug eyes that like kind of like a little bit like this way, and he was kind of talking to me, and a couple other guys were talking to me, and I was like, all right, whoever makes the first move, that's the guy who's gonna have my real first kiss. And so he looks at me and he goes, "Hey, do you mind coming out with me to my car to grab my sunglasses?" And I was like, "Okay. I don't know why you need sunglasses at night, but all right." And so we go out to his car, and he's also really drunk at this point. He's way more drunk than I am. And he goes in his car, gets his sunglasses, puts them on. And I'm like, "Oh, you look so much better with the sunglasses on." Oh my gosh. I didn't say that, but I thought it. And then he decided to take his shirt off for some reason. Um, and then he put a different shirt on, and then he took that one off. And then I was kind of just leaning up against his car, which was a piece of junk. And he looks at me, and I kind of look at him and I go, "What?" And he attacks my face with his face, and just all of the Ramon was all over my face, and he was a biter, and he was like chewing on my bottom lip. I was just like, ow. And the next morning I woke up and it was all raw, and and so after a while we're kind of making out next to his car, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, when is this gonna end?" But I'm drunk, so I'm not thinking clearly. Ooh, excuse me. And then he's like, "Do you want to go into the back of my car?" And I was like, "I really want to sit down." So, okay. And I sit down in the back of his car, and then he lunges on top of me and starts kissing me again and kissing my neck. And I was like, "Okay, we're not having sex, just so you know, right? Because I'm not down to have sex in the back of your piece of shit car." And um I'm not down to have my first time in the back of your piece of shit car. That's really what it was. And he, my dad, excuse me, my dad calls me and I pick up my phone while I'm underneath him, which was a bad idea. And I'm like, hey, Dad, what's up? Because I wasn't supposed to be at this party. I was supposed to be at a church dance. And so I'm on the phone with my dad. Hi, Dad. I'm underneath him at this point. Hi, Dad. What's up? Oh, yeah, totally. The dance is great. And this whole time Ramon is making out with my neck and whispering into my other ear, and I'm just like, shut up, I'm trying to be on the phone with my dad. And I'm like, alright, Dad, okay. And he whispers in, and then Ramon whispers in my ear, tell your dad that I'm in love with his daughter. And I kind of just freeze, and I'm like, okay, bye, Dad. And I look up at him and I was like, can you repeat that? And he's like, tell your dad I'm in love with his daughter. And I was like, okay, maybe we should go back into the party. And I get up. After some doing, we both get up and get back into the party. And one of my coworkers comes up to me and is like, Tina, did you just make out with Ramon? And I was like, maybe. And she goes, do you know how old he is? I was like, 24? Maybe? And she goes, no, I think he's like 28. And I was like, okay, I'm 18, just barely 18, and he's 28. Okay. So I go over to him to ask him how old he really is, and then he starts making out with me in front of everyone, and I was like, well, now I'm the town whore, I guess, so whatever, I'm drunk, let's just make out. And then after like 2 minutes, I'm like, okay, I'm done, like, push him off. And I'm like, I need another drink. I get another drink. I turn back around, and he's sitting on a folding metal chair in this backyard, and this huge black girl is on top of him, just straddling him and just attacking his face with everything she has. And I'm just like, okay, now I look like an idiot, and I just downed my drink and went in the house and locked the back door. And I found out later that week that he was actually 29 years old and that he actually wanted to date me, and I said hell no. And then I found out later on that after I broke his heart, I guess, he lost his apartment and was living out of his car in LA, which is not a good thing. And then he kind of disappeared off the face of the planet. I don't know where he is now. So those were my first kiss stories. I kind of have two, because I don't really remember the first one, but both of them are equally as horrendous, I think. So take your pick if you want to reenact them. I think they're pretty funny. I don't know. It's up to you guys. Or if you get better ones than that, I want to see them. So thanks, Phil, for being awesome. And Trey is the cutest baby I have ever seen. I cannot stop looking at your guys' photos, and I can't. He's adorable, and you and Lindsay are freaking too cute. I love you. Love you, nation. Love your faces. Bye.